to further give you an example about how this is going to be accessible to you, because again, I don't say that I'm psychic. I don't say I was born with a gift. I've not been abducted by aliens. I did not get any kind of rites of passage conveyed to me by sacred tribes or anything like that. But let's say I have a horse farm in Montana, and it's time to bring the horses from Montana down to New Mexico for the winter. Okay, so we're going to drive the horses. And I want you all to come on the drive with me, help me out. Okay, so you show up your first day, and I say to you, well, now look at my horses, and what do you see? All right? Many of you would probably say, well, I see brown horses, I see black horses, I see some maybe not as brown as the other ones, probably some younger horses and some older horses, and some have little white spots on their nose or something. Would you say that's probably a fair assessment of what you might say? Would you say anything else? But now I can look at my horses and say, I know which ones are in heat. I know which ones will probably not live through the drive. I know which ones, I know how long they can go before I need to get them to water. So I mean, I can look at them and make those kinds of distinctions. And I'm willing to bet that by the end of that drive over a couple of months and you spend time with me and the horses, you're going to be able to see that too. Okay? Is that clear?
Yes.
So you don't really need to be any kind of a psychic to make some estimations about this photograph, okay? But I would say by the time people are in this condition, I'm going to say by the time someone is really ill, indicators should be very obvious. Like you shouldn't really have to use any kind of extrasensory perception or expanded sensory perception. How many of you have known people in your life, family, friends, whoever it may be, that were quite ill and you knew just by looking at them? Okay? And I remember there was a friend of mine living in Maryland, and her mom was in hospice in the hospital, and she was getting ready to go to the beach for the weekend with her kids. And on Thursday night, the hospital called and said, nobody should leave town this weekend. Your mom has the look. So there's an appearance that people have on the eve of their passing, that people in the healthcare field or people that are in those cancer wards or end-of-life situations that they've learned to recognize. Malting? Okay. And why do they call it malting?
Because their skin color changes, and you can actually see parts of their body start to go.
Okay.
Usually starts in the leg.
Okay.
I mean, like blood flow.
Oh, okay.
Like the blood flow is not as good to the leg. It starts there, and then
But usually by that time it's too late. For this person, it's too late. So the idea, both within healthcare or for yourself, because once you do this, you can look in the mirror and make your own estimations about yourself, and I have about myself.